Part C for this example 4, which is like evaluating the sum of the differences. Here I have chosen a cotangent function because we didn't look at any examples with the cotangent. So let us work through this and see if we can evaluate this with the given pieces of information. Guys, keep in mind this was already provided to us, okay? And then we did some extra work to find the cosine and the cosine A and the cosine B. So we have everything basically what we need in order to evaluate this cotangent of A minus B. So yes, you may want to just use directly the formula from the formula sheet, or what I would like to do is, I know that the cotangent is the ratio of the cosine over sine, and I would highly recommend people using that formula rather than using the direct formula for the cotangent, okay? So the cotangent, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to write this as the ratio of the cosine of A minus B over sine of A minus B, because we know that the cotangent is the ratio of cosine over sine, or cotangent is the reciprocal of tangent. So tangent is sine over cosine. The reciprocal would be obviously cosine over sine, okay? However you want to like write the final form. I have this ratio of cosine over sine. Now we want to go back to the formula sheet and write out what is the cosine of the difference and the sine of the difference. So let's see what we have here. So we have cosine of the difference is cosine of A times cosine of B, plus, you know that when there's a minus here, the sign switch on the right hand side. The other side is going to be sine A, sine B. And this whole thing has to be divided by the sine of, we have to write the formula for the sine of the difference, which is sine A cosine B, and then minus. Here it stays consistent. If there's a minus, you have a minus on the right hand side, and the other side is, what is the other side? It's cosine A and then sine B. Okay. Guys, that is the first step, writing it out as the ratio of cosine and sine, then writing out the formula for the numerator and the denominator, and then it's all about just plugging in or substituting the values because we have everything that we need. So let's carefully, without making any careless mistakes, cosine of A is 4/5. So got to have 4/5 here, times cosine of B. Do I have it? Yes, I have it, 3/5. Then plus sine of A. What is sine of A? 3/5. I have it, 3/5 times. Do I have sine of B? Yeah, I do, 4/5. That takes care of the numerator. Okay, they're all in as ratios, so we got to leave them like that. Then sine A, cosine B. Sine A is 3/5 times what? Cosine B. Cosine B is also 3/5. And then there is a minus here. Okay, don't forget the minus. There's a minus cosine A, which is 4/5 times, what do I have then? Sine B. Sine B is 4/5 as well. Okay, simplifying this, 4 times 3 is 12, so it is 12 over 5 plus, again, 12 over 5 divided by 9 over 5. I don't know why I'm using same 5. I'm sorry, 5 times 5 is 25, 5 times 5 is 25. Guys, when you are multiplying the fractions, you got to multiply the numerators and you got to multiply the denominators with each other, okay? So 9 over 25 and then minus 16 over 25. Okay, let's make sure that we have these correctly done. Okay, looks right. Guys, we have a common denominator 25, so you got to put 25. You can combine the numerators. 12 plus 12 is 24. And then this whole ratio has to be divided by, again, 25 common denominator. 9 minus 16. 9 minus 16 is -7. Okay, probably one more step to go. When you have a ratio divided by another ratio, then what we basically do is we change this division into multiplication. When we change the division into multiplication, let's make some room here. Guys, it becomes 24 over 25 times, right? We change this division into multiplication, but when we do that, then this flips, okay? So we get 25 over -7. We already know how to divide ratios. Well, what happens here? I have a 25 downstairs, I have a 25 upstairs. It will just cross out. 25 divided by 25 is just 1. I mean, you can write that 1. Then 24 times 1 is 24. And downstairs, I just have simply -7. Usually, we don't like to put negative in the denominator. So We just take that negative upstairs, so it's a negative 24/7. That is the final answer. For the cotangent of the difference given, this is the sine and this is the sine B, sine A, sine B, and then we've evaluated cosine A, cosine B, put it all together, and here we simplified and we get negative 24/7. Guys, this ends this type of an example. Maybe I'm going to show you some more examples on the sum and difference, maybe two or three examples, or let's see how many I want to show you probably in the next few videos. And then we are going to move into some more identities. As you already know, there's so many of them, so we're trying to cover most of them that are in the college trig section and college trig course. Okay, so guys, keep practicing these and I will see you in the next video.